everyone. My name is Sarah Salsabia Ismail, student ID number 221073-2002, and I would like to present my own understanding regarding to the material of discourse and power and the compact material of critical discourse analysis. So basically what I'm trying to explain in this topic is basically what is critical discourse analysis, the history of critical discourse analysis, the basic terms, the social basic terms and tools in social and discourse and critical discourse analysis, and the last one is the example of critical discourse analysis and practices. So, well, I would like to define what is critical discourse analysis first. So, well, it's basically norms and values that underlying in the text. So, the aims is to help the critics to reveal some of those hidden that often out of the sight. So it's basically the underlying meanings in the text that we are reading to. So what I'm trying to say, it is like or more like too pragmatic, but it is more critical. What I'm trying to say, critical in this case is it is norms and values that in the underlying the text, right? But it's basically what are we trying to search is basically values, precision, and perspective, because the correlation is discourse in relation to social and culture issues, such as in pragmatic we are considering a lot of cases, but this really similar to pragmatic. Yeah, but it is the critical discourse analysis, and what the the issues that probably we're going to search on the underlying text is basically is race, politics, gender, ideology, identity, gender, or something like that. The social terms, because it's basically an interdisciplinary of a course, and it's come from the sociology itself. And so, in this case, in this critical discourse analysis, there are some principles that needs to be understood. First is social and political issues are constructed and reflected in discourse. And why is that? As we can see, people with social and political, s- uh, I mean, as you can see in the, let's take a look. Let's take a look in the. Let's take a look in people in Chinese. They have they have communist society, while in U.S. those people in U.S. have a liberty, liberal society. So it's basically those two countries. I know that they have two different language, but those kind of language that they use, though they discourse are totally different if we saw from the critical discourse analysis, because basically their identity as a society that have an ideology as a, communist or a liberalist, or socialist or something like that, are basically totally different. And that is what we call social and political issue are constructed and reflected in discourse, because basically political issues can be seen in people's language. And second, power negotiated and perform discourse. Well, basically, people that have power with people that doesn't have any power, and people basically they have a different discourse. For example, Indonesian government, Indonesian government. Not all, but mostly doing corruptions. those people have their own discourse, while comparing to the people, like for the example, the discourse of honor honor teachers. They're basically have they're totally have a different discourse to be seen, right? And the third, if I'm not mistaken, is about discourse that both reflect and reproduce social relation. So the social relation can be reflected by the discourse itself. So I mean, it's basically identity. Yeah, your identity with these people are friends, your identity with these people are enemies, your identity with these people are colleagues. that that discourse reflected your, you know, social relation, because in this case you are a student, in this case you are your profession, or an asexual, something like that. And last one is ideology are produced and reflected in the use of discourse. So as I said before, everyone has their own ideologies. So if you compare someone's that have a communist ideology or Marxist ideology to the people that have a Darwinism, that believe in Darwinist ideologies, they have totally they're when they're talking, they're going to contest and fight. I mean, they're gonna fight each other because they have a different discourse. Either one of them shut up or they will fight each other. I mean, their ideology are totally different if you compare in ideology. But if you compare them in social in another different identity, they're going to be, well, different. But, well, as we can see that before, because before we learn about discourse society, that is in that thing ideology reflected our discourse, and every people with the same ideology are constructed constructed their own discourse, that try to walk away from another people that have a different ideologies. Well, you know what I mean. And there is some, and also doing, how did we do critical discourse analysis? So in this case, as we know that critical discourse analysis, it is not only describe the discourse in context, but it's also giving the interpretation of discourse in context, and over an explanation about why and how the the words that we discuss. So we are discussing a word, right? So the critical discourse analysis basically explain why and how this discourse work can be like that. And so for example, if you want to analyze the text, so how to do critical discourse analysis in analyzing the text? First of all, we should framing the text first. So framing the text basically, yeah, we should framing the text first. I forgot the explanation about that. So next to the second is basically foregrounding the text. So it's basically we emphasize the issues and the concept of the text. So we found and we emphasize what is the issues or the concept that being discussed on that text. And the last one, we are backgrounded. So we're basically the issues and the context are played down. So we try to find what is the issues or the context that is played in this text. So that's kind of bit similar to the foregrounding, but it's totally different, because in this case we are trying to find the issues, while the backgrounded we are trying to find what is the context that already happened, that I'm playing in that text. And but that is in the context of the text, right? So what if the context is in the sentence? So how do we do the critical discourse analysis? So how do we do critical discourse analysis if it's a sentence? So first of all, we're basically doing the topicalize. So we find what is the topic talking about. And the second one, we are trying to find the agent and patient relation. So it's basically in that sentence, we are trying to find who's the actor, who doing something to whom. So those is basically are how do we do critical discourse analysis in the sentence context. So I think that's all for my presentation regarding to the critical discourse analysis today. Sorry for the mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.